With the season coming to an end and Lightfall right around the corner, I wanted to leave you with one more video. Have you ever wanted the perfect build? Regardless if you're jumping into PVE or PvP, having perfect stats matters the most. Have you ever wanted to try out a new build, but you just don't have the right stats for that build? In today's video, I'll be showing you what I used to find the perfect stats for each one of my builds. To acquire this armor, you're not required to complete any dungeons at all. So if you enjoyed today's video and you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. Now, if you're wondering, the armor we acquire today will fall between the 60 and 64 range stat. The good thing about this armor is that you can go for a different role consecutively. Now, if you're like me and you're sitting on a ton of engrams, guys, when I mean a ton, I mean a bunch of engrams. Similar to what I have here at Lord Sex, I'm sitting on 41 Crucible engrams. Now, rather than selecting a weapon of my choice, which I'm probably gonna get a role that I already have, or a role that's complete garbage. But if you see these 4 armor pieces here at the bottom, a lot of players do not know that these armor pieces do drop within the 60 to 64 range stat. So maybe you're interested in trying a new melee build, but most of your armor is focused on recovery and intellect. Well, it's as easy as selecting the armor piece you want and finding that stat distribution that you need for that build. Keep in mind that you can always upgrade this armor, making it even higher. This armor piece I had at 64, I fully maxed it out and added a mod, making it an 86 total, which is extremely high in my opinion. And what if I told you that this isn't only with Lord Shaxx? You can head on over to the Drifter and do the same mechanic. But let's not forget that Saint 14 also rewards you with the same type of armor. Now, sadly, in the current season, Zavala will not give you the armor pieces like these other vendors. But don't worry, next season you'll be able to focus specific armor with Zavala. And if you're someone who enjoys ranking up with the Vanguard, next season will be a season you can get this type of armor as well. The reason I use this method is because it helps me put together a lot of the builds you see on the channel. Also, quit settling for armor that has low stats. Anything that drops at the end of activities, similar to the one you see on screen with a 50 roll, it's not something you want to utilize. The stat distribution is terrible. Now, I know a lot of players will tell you, just head on over to the season pass. You'll get armor that's highlight and in the 67 to 68 range. But sometimes the stat distribution isn't where you want it to be, especially if you're trying to make these fun builds for PvE. Now, I know you can get high stat armor from farming dungeons, but several factors play a role there. 1, getting the armor to drop in the first place. And number 2, getting the right stat distribution that you need for that armor piece. Look, if you're anything like me, you don't have the time commitment for running these dungeons over and over, which is why I settle on heading over to the vendors and picking up their armor pieces. Why? Because I have multiple opportunities to get the armor piece with the proper stat distribution I need for that specific build. Look, I get asked a lot, Brave, how are you constantly making all these different builds and finding the armor pieces that match? Guys, this is the secret I use. I'm sure there's some of you out there that know about this technique, but there's a ton of you out there who lack good armor pieces, and this is an easy method to really fill out all those stats you need. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you enjoyed today's video, do me a huge favor and click that like button. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.